Good morning, Team Omega. I've got a new concept for us today that involves square roots, and I want to make sure that we totally get this. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more complex, and I can see where it could be confusing at first, but I want to make sure everybody's on the right page. So on this one, it's just asking me to match these three things right here with these correct letterings up here. So this one's pretty simple right here. The square root of 100 is 10. So I need to drag this to that location that is the y. Next, I know that the square root of 104 is going to be larger than the square root of 100. So I know that it's going to be z because it's the only one. So I know that that's correct. And then 3 times pi. Well, we need to estimate that pi is about 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and pi is just a little bit bigger than 3. And so my answer is going to be just a little bit bigger than 9. And this answer right here is just a little bit larger than 9. So we have to think abstractly here a little bit, and we've got to use some estimation skills. Next, let's check out the next one that you might have. So it says, without using a calculator, order these from least to greatest. So I know that this has got to be bigger than that because the square root of 128 is going to be bigger than the square root of 109. Now the square root of 100 is 10. So I know that that's larger than this because this isn't 10. I know that this is larger than 10 because it's actually larger than 11 because the square root of 121 is 11. So I know that this has got to be bigger than 11. This is bigger than 10. So the one with the 9 has to be the smallest. So 9.888 repeating would be smaller than a number that's greater than 10. And this would be smaller than a number that has to be greater than 11. Okay, so I've got a couple of strange things on this one right here. So I have the square root of 5, which I know has to be a little bit larger than 2 because the square root of 4 equals 2. So I'm positive that the square root of 5 needs to go here with this q right here. So I'm going to put that right there. This one says 3.12, so it needs to be a little bit larger than 3. So right here's the 3. So r matches with 3.12. Pi divided by 2 would be 3 divided by 2. Essentially, it would be, we're going to estimate that pi is about 3, and half of 3 would be 1.5, which would be about right there. It's a little bigger because pi is a little bigger than 3, and that matches up with p. So we've got to be thinking a little abstractly. There's questions on the test coming up that will be very similar to this right here. Okay, without using a calculator, order from least to greatest. So I can't get freaked out when I see these fractions like this. The square root of 4 I know is 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. Okay, that wasn't as complicated as what I thought it might be. Now this right here, the square root of 9 is 3, so the square root of 8 is less than 3. If this were 9, the square root of 9 divided by 3 would be 3 divided by 3, which would be 1. But this is less than 9, so this is actually going to be less than 1. So I need to make it the smallest one. This is 1. And then pi divided by 3. Well, pi is just a little bit bigger than 3. So a number just a little bit bigger than 3 divided by 3 is going to be just a little bit bigger than 1. So less than 1, equal to 1, slightly larger than 1. As you're doing your assignment today, if you get confused, I'd come back and watch this video again. Last one, match them with the correct point. So 3 times pi is going to be a little bigger than 9 because 3 times 3 is 9. Pi is slightly larger than 3, so slightly larger than 9, I'm going to say is right here, at y. The square root of 78 is going to be slightly less than 9 because the square root of 81 is 9. So that's going to match with x, and the square root of 100 is exactly 10. So again, if you get confused throughout this, I would definitely come back and give it another shot and see how, give the video another view. Of course, you can always email me too.